Premier League, and of course, one major scoring when he got underway a few minutes ago in the game at Anfield. Chelsea 1, Aston Villa 1. Well, it all started so promisingly for Chelsea. Tammy Abraham putting them in front. His 12th goal of the season, of course, came against Fulham. 26 goals for Villa last season, but tonight he was the villain as far as the travelling fans were concerned. But Chelsea couldn't take advantage of their superiority in the early stages. You know, they've not scored 3 home Premier League goals in any game this season. And Villa equalised through Trezeguet with his 3rd goal in 4 games, 4 minutes before half-time, and that is the way it is at the interval. Leicester City 0, Watford 0. Big controversy here. Jamie Vardy thought he should have had a penalty, went to the referee's notebook for diving. Instead, VAR took a look at the incident and decided it was no penalty, much to the consternation of Vardy and his manager, Brendan Rodgers. Consequently, it is goalless at the moment. The Watford side won once in 18 Premier League games. Much changed Liverpool side, lead by a goal to nil. Remember the story there. There's no Roberto Firmino in the starting lineup for Liverpool this evening, and no Salah either in that team. No Jordan Henderson, no Oxlade Chamberlain, but no problem either at present. Divock Origi with the goal that's put Liverpool in front. And you know the statistic. You'll have heard it so many times. Everton have not won in the Premier League under Marco Silva after they have fallen behind. Well, they have fallen behind. Manchester United 1, Spurs 1. Marcus Rashford scoring for Manchester United. Totally dominant in the early stages. It's his 11th goal of the season, but Dele Alli equalised with his 4th goal in 3 games. It was an absolutely cracking goal as well, but very much against the run of play. One apiece was the scoreline there. Southampton 2, Norwich 0. Danny Ings can't stop scoring really, can he, at the moment? He's got 9 in his last 10. And then Ryan Bertrand, who hadn't scored for 16 months, became the first Southampton player other than Ings or Ward-Prowse to score a goal since September the 14th. And Norwich are bang up against it, 2-0 down. They've only scored 3 away goals this season. They need 3 in the second half of this game if they're going to win it. Wolves lead by a goal to nil. Dendoncker, the goal scorer against West Ham. West Ham 1 win in 9 games in.
So Chelsea 1, Aston Villa 1, Leicester 0, Watford 0, Liverpool 1, Everton 0, Man United 1, Spurs 1, Southampton 2,
Aberdeen 1, Rangers 2. So glimmer of hope
Wolves 1
for Aberdeen. And John Gallagher is the man who has got a goal back there. It is his first Aberdeen goal. Now, will it be worthwhile in the end for Gallagher?
It's Aberdeen 1, Rangers 2. I'm going to put him up his screen. Okay.
We'll bring you up to date with what else is happening in Scotland and keep you bang in touch, of course, with what is happening at Anfield, where Liverpool lead by a goal to nil. When we come back very shortly.
So it's Premier Team United on the it's Premier Team United on the Premier Team United on the 21s.
We've got that toilet downstairs. There's nothing in it.
Are you vocal for you?
No, just me. Special.
In the AFL Trophy, Tranmere Rovers are equalised against Manchester United's kids. Connor Jennings has got their second goal, 2 goals for Manchester United under 21s. Of course, these are the very early stages of the game at Anfield. It's been a dream start as far as Liverpool are concerned. Jurgen Klopp, by the way, looking for his 100th Premier League win in what is his 159th game. It's quite a record. Divock Origi put him in front after 6 minutes, but Everton have responded quite positively, Alan McInally.
Yeah, they have, Jeff. There's a couple of little half chance there for Calvert-Lewin, who went to have a strike. He said it goes down as if he was kicked, but in actual fact, he kicked the ball wide. I think he was looking for some sympathy. There may have been a little contact that Mike Dean, who incidentally, Mike Dean, we all know this is his first Merseyside derby. He said no contact. Liverpool are using that long ball from either Van Dijk or from Lovren in behind, and they're catching Everton out. There's another hard chance for Sadio Mane, but to be fair to Mason Holgate, he did really well to get a touch on it and get the ball away from danger. Here's maybe a hard chance, Lallana! Make that 1-0. Sorry, Tom, I got you excited there.
And you should apologise again. Are you calling Liverpool a long ball team?
No, tonight they are. Absolutely, tonight they played that long ball in behind to catch Everton. As Everton try and push out, in behind, and incidentally, Phil, it's working fantastically well.
Would you like to have a word with him about that? Later.
Anyway, sorry, you two can apologise to me later. 1-0.
It's working. They lead by a goal to 0. That's the only thing that matters. And of course, Marco Silva, the storm clouds just grow darker and darker over his head at the moment. Let's just reflect a little on what's been happening at Old Trafford in the first half. Manchester United and Tottenham have gone in level at 1 apiece. With Jose Mourinho, feel he's had a right result to go in half-time all square.
Yeah, very much so, Jeff. I don't think they could have played any worse, but it was just a great goal, a real great goal that's got them back in this game. Otherwise, Man United could be outside.
Aberdeen.
I mean, Solskjaer's going to have to push these lads back out.
It's Aberdeen 1 just to a half-time.
In my opinion. And now they've gone in at half-time 1-1. So, young team, got to get them back out because they'll be very distraught in there at the moment.
I mean, you look at Dele Alli, he hasn't had many kicks tonight, has he? But he scored an absolutely fantastic goal. In your heart, did you think there was a chance that we wouldn't see this Dele Alli again? It had been a long time, hadn't it?
Yeah, but I just think he needed to get someone in there to go and tell him what he used to do. Dele Alli's game's about getting in the box, scoring goals. Exactly what happened on Saturday. You know, perfect goal, the second one. Makes a run, chest it, breaks in it. That's Dele Alli. That's what got him in the England team. That's what got him his move to from MK Dons. And that's what made him a big star that everybody was after. Then he started coming back, flicking balls here, flicking balls there. He just got back to doing what he's very good at.
In all the games that I've seen, he seems as though he wants to
And
play.
it's Celtic.
I don't know why he was such a good manager.
It's Celtic 1, Hamilton 0 at half-time.
What we all knew he could do is make those runs into the box.
Yeah, I think before he tried to entertain by playing flicky football. I think this time, he's looked at it, he's thought, wait a minute, I'm out the England squad here, I need to score goals to get back in the England squad. And I think that's what he's gone and done. I think he's gone, right, I'm going to get in the box now. Like Charlie said, keep on getting in the box, keep on getting in the box. And he is a very good finisher.
Another half-time.
It's a special goal.
Come on, Nick, St Johnstone at half-time. Ross County now, Hibs 1 at half-time.
When they've been in front at half-time since 1984. And we wondered if that run was going to continue, but they're not in front at half-time. I mean, well, just getting a little bit feisty in the game at Anfield. What happened, Alan McInally?
Well, it was a challenge. I mean, it's a country challenge initially by Andy Robertson on Tom Davis, and he goes in behind him and pushes him down. It's a foul. It's not a problem. But Andy goes in a little bit harder than he needs to. Hang on, Manny comes in. What a chance! Goal!
Another goal!
Another newbie. Well, maybe not a guaranteed starter. No Firmino. Obviously, no Salah. We've got Divock Origi. He gets the first. And Shaqiri gets the second. And what's going to say that Andy Robertson went down with his elbow on Davis? Little
It's Liverpool 2, Everton 0.
Get a little lovely pass. The ball in. Shaqiri comes to the right hand side all the way across and stays onside with his left foot, tucks it beyond Jordan Pickford.
So it's Liverpool 2, Everton 0.
His his first goal since Boxing Day of last year in Liverpool, lead by 2 goals. Marco Silva has the look of a worried man. I just want to pause the football for a moment or two, because I've no doubt you'll have seen the news today, different sport, but a colleague of ours, Bob Willis, has passed away today at the age of 70. And we all remember Bob from his part in the 1981 Headingley Test, where he and Ian Botham conjured up a victory literally out of the jaws of defeat for an impossible position. Like, what you don't know, in the office, he's a big fella. He had time for absolutely everything. He was fantastic company as well. Just an all-round.
Arsenal, Livingston 1.5
more than I can tell.
and Sunderland 0. We won 2 at half time.
That's why we wear the badges. So that people like Bob Willis have a better chance of survival. And our sympathies go to his wife and kids, of course. Okay, let's go back to some football, shall we? We'll give you the Scottish half times in a minute or two, but Liverpool leading by 2 goals to with that Shaqiri goal. Chelsea, well, they looked to be in control early on, didn't they, against Aston Villa, but they're not in control at the interval. 1 apiece was the scoreline. There are plenty of options on the bench as far as Frank Lampard is concerned. He's tempted to make a change, Charlie.
Well, I think he will be, yes, because they've not played well. Even when they went 1 up, and they looked as if maybe, and I think it was probably 5 minutes after that. Second goal, give them the cushion, and then it can maybe
Another half time, 20 minutes, United 1-3 still. Another half time. Bristol Rovers.
Trezeguet's got involved. Still not going to see that from way up front. If he was to put himself about a little bit more, then all of a sudden it's Villa who would be the team who have been more positive. Villa manager and staff, John Terry, they must be very pleased.
Another half time. Don't cast away this morning. Less than 2.
Didn't manage to score in the first half against Watford. They've had an early chance in the second half, yes.
Yeah, they have indeed. Yeah, free kick into the box from Maddison. Cathcart gets up, just nods it down into a dangerous area. Soonju comes in, hits it right-footed, but he can't keep it underneath the crossbar. It's gone just over.
Goal! Let's go!
We asked the question, Jack Grealish or Mason Mount, who would you have? Who scored, Charlie?
It's Mason Mount, and that's the reason why I say Grealish has got more all-round ability. But this little fella is
A good goal.
a manager, and with his new teammates.
Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 1. Mason Mount scored.
For Chelsea, not really going anywhere. He picks
So it's Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 1. Mason Mount scored.
really good
In the 48th minute, Stamford Bridge.
He puts it right in the roof of the net. I love the funny.
And that's going to
Chelsea.
make Lampard feel better.
It was fantastic strike, but there we go. Mason Mount with his first goal at Stamford Bridge since August, his 5th goal of the season. So Wolves leading West Ham 1-0 at half-time before we go to the game. And Anfield was suddenly, well, he doesn't look very happy, boy, but suddenly Marco Silva has got something to celebrate. Alan McAnally.
Yeah, Everton got one back and Michael Keane's got it. He's not happy because he's
That's a
disappointed
goal.
he conceded 2 goals, obviously. It's just good play by Everton because they almost lose it, but they keep it alive. It won't be with the ball in, and he gets a little bit lucky.
Key.
The ball goes in, I think it might be Lovren. He doesn't know.
It's Liverpool 2.
Sprinkles clear.
Liverpool 2, Everton 1. With Keane scoring. In the 21st minute, that's going to make Marcus Rashford for Everton boss. Happy air.
In the meantime, VAR is taking a close look to what is a huge penalty appeal. The penalty has been given at Old Trafford. What's your view on this one, Merce?
Oh, I ain't sure, Jim. I'm not sure. It's a great bit of play by Rashford. First of all, he nutmegs Aurea about just past the arm in his own arm. And he runs to Sissoko. He goes round the Henry sort of run around Sissoko with pace. And he gets caught. The referee's having a look here. I ain't sure he's the slightest of touches. I don't know if it's because he's running 100 miles an hour and he just gets caught and he goes flying. But the ref's just waiting now.
They always stick with the refs on these, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Because
He has
animal.
happened very quickly, Jeff. You know what I mean? He's running at pace. I don't think they're even waiting, are they?
No, Michael Oliver is the VAR. The ball is on the
Yeah, the ball's on the spot. I mean,
they
he's
have
going to
made
take
the
some
decision.
now, isn't it? He's going to take some now. Rashford's going to take it. Great bit of play by Rashford, don't get me wrong. Left Aurea. I think they're looking for Oreo still now. Aurea.
He's missed twice from the spot so far this season as Marcus
Oh,
Rashford.
well, give the penalty. Yeah, definitely give the penalty, Jeff. So he's just waiting now. Everybody's outside the box. I don't know why people run into the box anymore. There's no point.
You might as well just stay.
Penalty and
So Rashford's waiting to go up. There's a big opportunity, Jeff. If they can get back in front here, they looked a little bit down when they went in at the end of the first half because they dominated the first half. He's just telling everybody to get out still.
And he must be playing on Rashford's nerves. He knows he's not got an unblemished record from the penalty spot. We've seen him keep his cool in the past, of course. Will he keep his cool tonight? He's still waiting.
It's taken a long time, Jeff. A long time. The ref's still telling everybody like they're all under nines. And he's telling them again, just leave them. If they run in, make him take it again. Rashford steps up. He comes in. Oh, good finish. He could have.
he scored again Rashford from the penalty spot this time. It's 182, Tottenham won.
Absolutely, even though it was a controversial penalty.
Good goal for Rashford, good goal to Team United 2-1. 32-1 against Tottenham at Old Trafford.
Conceded 2 goals. They've won the other 3. Will they come back to win this one? Doesn't look very likely at the moment because Manchester United have been much the better side. Wolves leading West Ham by a goal to 0. Then that Dendoncker goal in the first half separating the sides. West Ham have been accused a few times this season, Tomo, of not showing enough passion and being off the pace. Is that the case tonight?
Yeah, Traore, he's just trying to break into the box. Jeff Traore trying to go past now to the byline again. Not the ball's going to be cleared. It's West Ham, you can see against.
Oh, Man City!
We're aggressive. I don't just mean in tackling and getting stuck into people, but in the passing, in the closing down. This is so passive again today. There's not enough coming from them. They're only 1 goal down, but you think, are you showing enough? Do you really want it enough? It's a great following by the West Ham fans here. You just think away from home against so-called lesser teams as though they just don't want to get out the right side of bed.
Yeah, they've only lost twice away from home this season, but they need to find a bit of spark in the game of Molineux. That is for sure. It's Wolves side actually usually come on strong in the second half rather than the first half. Meanwhile, let's go back to the King Power City where Leicester are getting closer and closer and closer to this.
Yeah, Harvey Barnes should have put Leicester 1-0 up, Jeff. Lovely bit of play on the right-hand side. The ball gets switched to Barnes, and he attacks the defender. He goes past him, and he's left with just Foster to beat. He's only about 4 or 5 yards out. He's on a bit of an angle, but he's got a lot of the goal to aim at, and he hits it straight at Ben Foster. Should have been Leicester 1-0 up. It isn't. They've now got a corner.
18 of the 23 Premier League goals that Sevilla have conceded have come in the second half. One was conceded again a moment ago, Charlie.
Yeah, again, and Willian's involved. He doesn't knock it even a yard. It's even less than that. It's so tight to his boot. He just does a little quick step over. And he gets it in so early, the defender
It's
can't
still
check it.
Chelsea are still leading by 2 goals to 1.
Abraham looks like he's coming in. To be fair,
Stamford
El
Bridge.
Mohammedy's done really
After
well. Not the best
15
defender normally. He's managed to
53
keep it out.
minutes in the
Ball
club
again
goal
to
in the
Norton.
second
Mason
half.
Mount's in the box. Lays it back again. Williams involved. Still the best player so far. 53 saves, and it's still 2-1 Chelsea.
Now then, a penalty has been awarded this time in the game at the King Power City. Remember, Leicester thought they had one in the first half, but Jamie Vardy was booked for diving. This time, the referee has come down on their side, Tess.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Madison with a cross to the back post, and it's just an arm in the face of Johnny Evans. Messina, it was, as adjudged to have fouled him. He's just put his hand. Wow. Oh. Wow. So he's just holding off Evans, and Evans has gone down.
Oh, what a block!
Evans has gone down, holding his face, and the referee's given a penalty. I think this might be overturned.
Yeah. I think it might be okay. In the meantime, we heard Merv shouting, Son, Son, Son. What happened to Son?
Oh, he gets the ball on the left-hand side, Jeff. You know when he comes inside, he goes to shoot, goes to shoot, goes to shoot. He's done this about 4 people, but they didn't fall for it, Man United, and they blocked it. It was a good block in the end. Great defending by United, but they showed their hand again there, Tottenham. They're definitely not out this game. 2-1.
Craig Paulson still awaits to see if he has the backing of the bar. Peter Banks, Jared Delafeu is pleading with him at the moment. That won't do any good because Craig Paulson's made his decision. Nothing that he's going to be able to do about it. Now it's just down to the bar, and the discussion is taking a long time.
It is indeed, Jeff. I have to say, if this is given a penalty, there should be 100 penalties a game. I mean, I don't think there's any offside in the build. I'm just showing the build-up again. I mean, Splami is soft. It's soft. He's
It's
just
fair, yeah,
he's
he can't do
put his arm up. and
Craig
his arm
Paulson,
goes
referee, he's going to make a
down.
decision now. So
And
it's
the
Peter
decision
Banks.
is, let's
It's
stick
a
with
fair
the
outfit
penalty.
tonight.
Wow.
the only thing you would say, Tis, was that he wasn't looking at the ball. He put his arm up and he put it straight in the face of Johnny Evans.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. He has put his arm in the face. But I mean,
Anyway, Jamie Vardy, chance to score him for his 7th successive
Yes, it is a
game.
penalty.
Because we saw him to take a penalty twice a couple of weeks ago.
yeah. Ben Foster just waiting now. Vardy very, very focused, waiting for Craig Pawson to blow the whistle, making sure everybody on the edge of the box.
This was taking an eternity, by the way.
Referee's
since
blown the whistle. No, has he blown the whistle? Yeah, Vardy steps up, right-footed, smashes it into the corner. Ben Foster stands because he thinks he's going straight down the middle, and Vardy puts it in the corner. 1-0 Leicester.
Let's do our Wolfen now.
Another goal to his tally. He has got 14. He scored in 7 successive games, chasing that record of 11 consecutive Premier League goals that he achieved back in 2015. And Leicester in 3rd place in the table, the chance to come back above Manchester City. Liverpool lead as well at the moment, though, by 2 goals to 1. But that goal back seems to have breathed a little lease of life into Everton, Alan McAnally.
Just having a look, just Mane's gone down, but Mike Dean's not having any of it. I'll tell you about a half chance for Calvert-Lewin, and he's bundled into by Van Dijk. They were thinking about VAR, maybe wanting a penalty, but nothing came of it, and he kicked the ball wide anyway. Alexander Arnold's been booked, and he's a lucky boy. The first one was on Richarlison, who unlucky with a header, incidentally, and then he just stood right on Lucas Digne, and Mike Dean properly, his money's through, and it's not goes through to Pickford. So he picked up a booking. They have to be very careful, Ted Alexander Arnold, because he's had a couple of cheeky ones, Jeff, but he didn't get away with the second one as he did the first. So it's still 2-1 Liverpool.
Still 2-1 to Liverpool. Everton have had more attempts on goal at the moment than Liverpool have, but of course Liverpool have made theirs count more than Everton had. I saw Musa Ginepro go down in the box a moment or two ago at St Mary. Just Southampton think they had a case for a penalty coming?
Yeah, they thought they did. It was a little shove in the back, Jeff, so it was a little
So
for it.
Southampton lead by
Would have
2
been a
goals
sort
to
of one that we've seen them give them
Norwich, and St
before.
Mary's
The
after
person I feel
56
sorry for in
minutes.
the whole of that Norwich
Gone.
is Timu Pukki, because he's
No,
had
there is
come
half-time.
deep
We are going to
inside,
get to this, guys.
involved in the game.
Finish the
He's had
half-time
nothing
scores.
in the way of chances whatsoever, and they just don't play to his strengths. Early in the season, when they were playing their lovely football and enjoying their time in the Premier League, at least they were getting opportunities. Shane Long just had a half chance there, but he's another one who seems to live off scraps or get scraps himself, and he's just created that chance virtually out of nothing. But Pukki, give him a chance, he will score. But if you don't give him a chance, well, pointless in being on.
Yeah, it's a far cry from the Norwich performance at Goodison Park. We saw them win their first away game of the season. They won by 2 goals to 0. They're on the wrong end of that scoreline this time around. Southampton 2-0 up. So Chelsea lead Villa by 2 goals to 1. Leicester leading Watford by a goal to 0. Liverpool 2-1 up against Everton. Manchester United 2-1 up against Spurs. Southampton 2-0 up against Norwich. And Wolves 1-0 up against West Ham. It is a clean sweep for the home sides at the moment. We'll be back in just 40 seconds. You can count them.
It's 3-1. Vicky has scored his second. Vicky scored his second of the night, and he's got Liverpool's first. Liverpool 3, Everton 1, and Vicky just scored in the 31st minute. 31st minute at Anfield. Look at it. Vicky scored his second of the night and scores Liverpool's first. It's 3-1.
Two goals for him, 3 for Liverpool, it's 3-1.
What a touch and finish from Divock Origi. He didn't necessarily think he had that in his locker. 2016. Chances here, there, and everywhere. A glorious chance at the KCOM Stadium. Matt Letizia.
Yeah, Madison, right-footed corner, whips it in, and Soyuncu just headed it over the bar. But the reason it was a corner is Dennis Pratt has missed an absolute sitter, really, yeah. It was Harvey Barnes really well done on the left-hand side. Ball ricocheted to Pratt, who was up in support in the box. Thought he was just going to come onto it with his right foot. He's about 12 yards down. Got a lot of the goals right, Matt. Strikes it goalwards, but Messina just gets a little block on it, and Leicester in again here. It's 3 against 2. Vardy must score. Is he going to score? He does. Oh no! What a brilliant bit of defending by Messina. Vardy has just chipped it over Foster, but Messina has got back and cleared it over the crossbar, just as Barnes, I think, was just going to try and knock it in. Brilliant bit of defending by Messina. The lad who gives the penalty away. No, it's a great bit of defending. Messina's corner for Leicester.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It's as valuable as scoring a goal, to be honest. It is a sensational clearance, but it looked like Harvey Barnes was just going to tap it in if it didn't go in on its own. Aberdeen have equalised, would you believe, against Rangers. 2 apiece. Andrew Constantine is the man who's got the equalising goal. That could be a real blow for Rangers, certainly leading Hamilton, of course, by a goal to nil. Let's go and find out what's happening at Stamford Bridge, where you get the feeling Aston Villa are rather just...
Aberdeen 2, Rangers 2.
Certainly the case. Chelsea really in the mood now to say Mount scored that sweet volley, but Willian again is a player of influence. Lovely feet.
61 minutes gone at Stamford Bridge.
It's a little deflection off the
Now chances after
attacker.
Mason
The heat was equal to good smart save,
The first
and
goal
then
of
Reece
the
James got in
goal
there, trying to square it across for Mount, who was waiting to tap it in.
So
Good
it's
work
6
from
between
Mount.
Aberdeen and
Villa
Rangers in
hanging
that
on.
game.
Villa hanging on. Wolves leading West Ham by a goal. A lot of talk, by the way, about Manuel Pellegrini, but 16 points West Ham have got at the moment. That's their best tally at this stage of the season for the last 4 years, so maybe he's not doing such a bad job. Is there any sign of getting level for Mo?
They should have leveled. What a chance for their Snodgrass. From this left-hand side, Fornals picks him out, Snodgrass on the right-hand side. He's clear, he's free. He's got to have a good touch, by the way, and it's not a good touch. It just gets a little bit ahead, the inside right in the box, clear. And Rui Patricio, he sees the danger, comes out and makes that tackle. Fantastic, but he should have scored it. Bombay got an injury in that. He's now off, and Yarmolenko's on.
And it remains 1-0. It remains Manchester United 2, the Spurs 1. Do you think Jose Mourinho is getting to the stage where he might be thinking about changing things around?
He will have to change it, but he'll probably have to bring someone on to double up against Rashford, because he is absolutely on fire at the moment. Again, he runs at the defenders, great bit of skill, and it's just a last-ditch interception. Otherwise, he's away. But he's been outstanding, Rashford. But they will have to change it. Tottenham is far the better team, Man United.
And they still lead by 2 goals to 1. Despite all their problems, Manchester United win once at home this season, beating 8 home games in all competitions. Chelsea leading Villa by 2 goals. We mentioned that Villa were rather just clinging on, but the one thing about Villa is they do have goals in them, Charlie.
Yeah, they do like to attack, don't they? They'll take a risk at the back because you have to now. But again, it's a good build-up play in midfield. Chelsea kind of Kante in particular trying to go and slow down the ball, and it ends up falling into him again. Plays it into El Mohammadi. Cross is a good one, but it comes really long. But arriving on the left side again is Grealish.
Chelsea have had
Went
19
too
attempts.
deep inside,
Leicester
and the
have
volley was on,
had
but
19
he was not equal to the volley that we seen from Mount. He didn't get it right.
Wolves are goal to the good. And by virtue of the thickness of Phil Thompson's wallet, well, they're
It's
not...
full time. Exeter 0, Oxford United 0.
Simmons away inside that position. Goes forward.
To Pets.
Shot away, but drags it.
Penalties will be taken at Exeter Stadium of Oxford. So full time, Exeter City 0, Oxford United 0. Full time.
Just before that sight from a corner kick got flicked off, and he's just right in the centre of the goal, gets his header, and he went inches wide of the far post. West Ham, go down, are still in this.
Marco Silva has seen enough of the 11 that started the game at Anfield. Alan McAnally.
He's trying to make sure they don't lose any more goals. Basically, he's taken off Sidibe, who was obviously playing in that right full-back, trying to get forward way, and all the way to go 4-3-3 now. He's brought on Bernard to play up top with Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. Holgate will go to right back.
36
Try and
minutes gone
get
at
as much ball to the
Anfield.
front
What
as
is
they
it?
possibly can, and obviously with the pressure on Bernard to try and have something else in the locker, get Richarlison in a place where he can do a bit of damage. He certainly wasn't happy with what he saw so far.
Oh my
He's only
goodness,
been at
Oxford.
36 minutes, so a minute and a half ago he decided, I'm not watching this anymore. 3-1.
He is a man under significant pressure, of course. when Kevin Campbell scored the winning goal. It looks like that run is going to go on, though. It's very early doors as yet. Southampton leading by 2-0 against Norwich City, and you have to say, Chris Kamara, Danny Ings is in the form of his life.
Oh, he's absolutely on fire. Everything he touches is nearly turned into goal. And once again, Nathan Redmond passed him the ball about 22 yards from goal. He chested it and hit a volley with his left foot, and then just agonisingly watched it, and it just trickled past the post. The other side would have been in because Israel was beaten. All ends up. It's Timor Pukki with a chance. Oh, of course, his first chance of the game. Absolutely. Give this fella a chance and he will score.
The Piggy scored!
What a finish it was, Tammy. What a finish it was. Left foot rifled into the top corner of the net, and Norwich have not been in it at all at St Mary's. Have suddenly got a goal back. Southampton showing why they've now conceded 33 Premier League goals this season. Pukki with his 10th of the season game on down at St Mary's. That is for sure. Leicester leading Watford by a goal to that Jamie Vardy penalty. How would you describe Watford's performance, Tess?
Defensively, fairly solid, but attacking, they are pretty clueless when it comes to balls in the final third. They've actually got themselves into 2 or 3 decent positions, but their final ball has been atrocious at times, and I don't remember Kasper Schmeichel having to make a save in the 60-odd minutes that we've had so far.
No, they haven't had a shot on target during the course of that game. Watford, just a reminder, by the way, briefly, what's happening in Scotland in the Scottish Premiership. It's a big night there. Aberdeen 2, Rangers 2. Rangers with 2 goals up in that game. Celtic still lead Hamilton by a goal to nil. Livingston lead at Hearts by a goal to nil. Kilmarnock and St Johnstone is goalless. Hibs lead at Ross County thanks to Christian Deutsch's 9th goal of the season, 7 in his last 5. And Motherwell are 2 goals up. James Scott has got them both at St Mirren. Back to the game between Chelsea and Aston Villa. I see Jack Grealish standing over the ball. They need a bit of Grealish magic, Charlie.
Give a bit more insight from the left-hand side. But here, I've done target me across. Defender, nearly fell for Luis. He's come on for Hourahan. And he kind of struggled to kind of, if you like, dovetail him again. And Grealish, because Grealish was staying on the left-hand side. But Betts now down the right and the left from Aston Villa. They're going to take the gamble. McKenna coming forward. Here's El Mohammadi. Trezeguet's in the box. He's just going to set McKenna. He'll pitch it. And it's a lovely cross. Oh, he's begging for someone to attack it. And they all were on their heels, Villa.
It was, I'm not sure there's a crossroads shot, but all it needed was a touch at the far post. It would have been an equaliser for Aston Villa, but they still wait that equalising goal. Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 1. Back up to Scotland, Celtic with that 100% home record. They won the last 10 games in all competitions. They lead Hamilton, but only narrowly. Hamilton making a real fist of this, Mark Benstead.
Well, they are now, Jeff. We just had a huge moment in this game, potentially a huge moment in the title race. Fantastic save by Fraser Forster, keeping Celtic in the lead here at Celtic Park. Now, Hamilton got a free kick on the far side. Michael Miller took it. He bent it in. I think it was Sam Stubbs, the son of the former Celtic defender Alan Stubbs, who got his head to it. It was heading in. I think Fraser Forster didn't expect him to get contact on it, and he just at the last minute realised, threw himself to his left, got a big hand to it, and pushed it away. It was a superb stop, and Celtic needed it because Hamilton have come more into the game. A big drama here, but Celtic do still lead by a goal to nil.
Yes, a narrow advantage, and so is Manchester United's advantage against Spurs. It's 2-1, despite the fact they've had much the better of the game so far. Is there any sign of a Spurs equaliser, Merce?
Not really. Ericsson's just come on for Moura to change it up, but Weeks has just gone down, challenged with Fred, and it looks like he's turned his ankle, so it's been a stoppage in the game. He's got back on, but Ericsson's on for Moura.
Mings against Mount, mismatch, Charlie.
Yeah, he actually went in for a 50-50 on Mount just over the halfway line, and he completely gets it wrong as it does Mount. And Mount goes by him, so he gets beyond him, but the big fella's got pace to get back. But as he gets back, he absolutely just batters him out the road, and the referee says, "Dive, he fell over." That was a stone wall free kick, he's got away with it.
It was like being hit by a tank and being expected to stand up to it. It was a clear foul, but not in the eyes of Mr. Kavanagh, who is the referee today. Let's go back to the game between Wolves and West Ham. Wolves lead by at the moment, so still hope for the Hammers. Come on.
Yeah, there is still hope, and although they've not played brilliantly, Jota just put the ball in the box there, Jeff. They've not played brilliantly, West Ham. But at 1-0, there's always a chance, a set piece or something like that, so they've got to have hope. I think they should be playing
ball quite a lot, Jeff, down that left-hand side, and he's always keen to get on the ball, which is what they need, don't they? They need someone to get on the ball. Here he is again. Digne, give it to Bernard. Here's Bernard down the left-hand side. Little ball, and Alexander Arnold does really well. So we're almost on half-time. We're almost on 43 minutes. There might be one added on from Mike Dean. But certainly it's been a good half for Liverpool. Obviously, won't be happy with the Klopp with the goal that they conceded, but nevertheless, on the bench, I'm just having a look at Salah, Firmino, Henderson. They've got a few.
Got an option or two.
Yeah, they've got a couple, haven't they? Anyway, it's been a good half, but to be fair to Everton, certainly since they've made a change, they've just stemmed the tide a little bit. To be honest with you, most of the ball has actually been in the final third toward Liverpool's goal. Here's maybe a half chance. It won't be. Trying to get it on his right peg. Richarlison! Oh, it's a touch by Lovren, or it's a tap into the back post.
Well, it's Samuel Henry now.
It was a brilliant piece of defending by Nation Love.
Samuel Henry, maybe I don't know if he wants to.
Corey Blackett-Taylor is the man who got that goal. Meanwhile, the senior side just probably need another goal to settle their fans' nerves, Paul Merson.
Yeah, they do. And Tottenham just counter-attacks. James doesn't go for a challenge on the edge of the box there, and they got a corner now, Tottenham. But they break 4v3. It's a Sissoko with a terrible ball straight into the guy's hands. But they got a corner here, Tottenham. They're going to make another change as well. I'm just waiting to see who's coming on. Still 2-1.
Back to the game at Stamford Bridge, you get the feeling that Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 1 will not be the final score.
No, it's lovely because you've got two teams who are full on going after getting the next goal. Chelsea not holding back. Abraham tried an overhead kick there from a kind of relatively poor volley from Kante. But again, Villa going down the flanks. And they are really threatening here. We won't get more goals here.
We said that Marco Silva, really, this was a free hit for him in some ways in managerial terms. It's not turning out that way at all. If he wasn't in trouble 40 odd minutes ago, he's in massive trouble now, Alan McInally.
Yeah, it's a killer goal. It's a killer goal just before half-time. Just when that chance and Lovren gets his big toe on it and gives Everton a corner, you think, you get one back here. You go in at 3-2, all of a sudden you think, come on, we're in this. And they literally go up the pitch. Mane has been unbelievable. Trent Alexander-Arnold drives 50 yards he runs. There's a ball to the back post for Shaqiri if he wants it. Doesn't give it. But it's great play.
Mane!
To Trent Alexander-Arnold. He bombs and Mane doesn't just watch it. He's trying to catch him. Catch him he does. Little ball inside. And a beautiful one-touch finish. Left-footed. And again, no chance for Jordan Pickford. 4 goals for Liverpool. 1 for Everton.
And that fourth goal coming on the stroke of half-time. It's Sadio Mane's 13th of the season, and Liverpool on the brink of extending their unbeaten run to 32 Premier League games, and that will eclipse the record set back in 1987 to 1988. Meanwhile, back to the game between Chelsea and Aston Villa. We talked a lot about midfield players, about the Jack Grealish and Mason Mount.
Exeter won 3 now on penalty, so Exeter
Abraham
won
to
now.
make it 3-4. And it's just a counter-attack. It was 3 against 3.
Exeter won 3 now on penalty, so Exeter after winning.
Abraham is a beautiful diagonal run. The pass is perfect. And the big centre forward is put in between, cutting it back and goes, I'm trying to chip the goalkeeper. And because it's in between, it goes wide.
Back to St Mary's, that Timo Pukki goal has changed the game a bit, Cammy, hasn't it?
Oh, it has indeed, Jeff. They're starting to dominate the midfield. Cantwell, Stiepermann and McLean are really running the game now. So much so that Ralph Hasenhüttl has put Romo on and taken Gineppo off just to try and fill that void in midfield so that they're competing in there. Once again, if they get the ball through to Pukki in a forward position, that is their best option. At the moment, they can't seem to do that, but they're dominating the midfield, keeping possession. Southampton, very, very quiet at the moment.
Exeter beat Oxford United on penalties in the Football League trophy, a 3-0 penalty shootout win. Let's go back to the game between Leicester City and Watford. It's a narrow advantage, 2 now for Brendan Rodgers, really just that one Jimmy Vardy penalty separating the two sides. But are Watford going to conjure up any shot on target in their first game under their interim manager Aidan Mullins? Any sign of it, Tess?
Nothing so far yet, Jeff, although they have just forced a corner. And I think they're just about to make a substitution as well. I think Dean is going to be coming off, but he's stayed on for this corner. Ball's got whipped in. Good defensive header by Johnny Evans, and it's into the hands of Kasper Schmeichel. Still no attempt on target for Watford.
Kasper Schmeichel, he's had such an easy night, he might as well be sitting in here. Look, we mentioned Liverpool's defensive weaknesses, and that's the only downside for them, and they've just shown their vulnerability. ability again, Alan McAnally.
Good football, really, really good football from the Toffees. Great play from Richarlison originally, and then just a little ball from Gylfi Sigurdsson into Bernard, who drives down. Good ball into the middle, and he's good in the air, Richarlison. We know how tricky he is, how strong he is, but the boy's good in the air. And again, I think he scored at the weekend with his head, I think he did, and gets another one tonight, and that is something lovely.
Richarlison.
For Everton, he actually missed it, hit it with his shoulder.
Richarlison.
It goes beyond the net, and we have quite literally 1 second. I would imagine that might be it. It's going to be 4-2 at half time. Once again, 6 goals in the first half.
He just ghosted in between Lovren and James Milner into that space, and he scored his 7th goal of the season. And maybe, just maybe, there's still an opportunity for Everton in this game. That was the 48th minute of the game, and it is half time at Anfield. And Marco Silva walks away and he waves his hand in disgust at someone. I'm not too sure who, but Liverpool 4, Everton 2 is a very, very unlikely half-time score. We'll be back with more in just a couple of minutes.
This year, halftime Liverpool 4, Everton 2 at halftime.
Liverpool lead Everton 4-2 at half-time. That's the most goals in a Premier League Merseyside derby in the first half. There have been 6 shots on target and 6 goals scored so far in that game. Let's go out and about once again. Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 1. This is a terrifically entertaining game. What's happening now, Charlie?
Oh, a free kick, and Willian, who's been absolutely fabulous. And he gets the bend and he's got pace on it. Now, it's going right in the top corner. Tom Heaton has thrown himself right across. He knows he could end up batting off the goalpost, but he doesn't care. And he gets a hand to this. How he gets a hand to it, it's world class to save. And it hits the inside of the post, goes back out, and they manage to get it to safety. What a stunning save from Heaton.
21 attempts Chelsea have had so far, just 2 of them have counted. They lead by 2 goals to 1. I thought Wolves might have put their game against West Ham to bed a moment or 2 ago.
Moutinho, fantastic dead ball specialist, Jeff. He's on the right-hand side taking the free kick. He whips the ball inside. Still, they all know the quality of it. It's got pace on it. It's in the middle of the goal. And he glances his header. He must go about a foot wide. They need a second goal, Wolves, to make themselves more comfortable in this game.
Up to St Mary's, Southampton 2, Norwich 1. Explain to me, Cammy, why the manager would decide to take off a striker who scored 9 goals in 10 games and replace him with somebody who hasn't scored in his last 17.
Well, I've been a manager, Jeff, but I've got no idea. I've got no idea whatsoever because he's on fire.
And because it was close, you've just scored.
He goes in the goal or goes near the goal. And he's taken him off and he's put Shea Adams on. So you live and die by your mistakes.
So it's Ross County 1, Hibs 1 to goal. It was County just scored in that game. It's Ross County 1, Hibs 1.
And they're not dominating Norwich as much as they were before.
Still lead by 2 goals to 1. I mentioned earlier on about the Rosses involved in the game of Team 1. It's Ross County against Hibs, managed by Jack Ross, and another Ross has just equalised for the home team, Frank Gilfeather. a chance to put the game against Norwich to bed. But some brilliant last-ditch defending, Cammy.
It was, but the thing is, Jeff, Cedric has just put in a brilliant ball. Whereas James would have been on there, he would have scored. Sheringham stood and watched that ball go across the 6-yard line, and as if to say, "Where's Danny Ings? Well, you came on for him a minute ago." And so, what a chance that was! It is all Southampton once again.
Tammy Abraham's raised his run at Stamford Bridge, Charlie.
Yeah, he took a little injury 5 minutes ago, and he can't say. Giroud started at the weekend, didn't he? No Giroud, it's Batshuayi who's came on, who didn't, I think, get involved at the weekend. So that chopped and changing here. I don't know where he tries to tag up with a cross. Villa are starting to wind the pressure up again. Yotis came on. All of a sudden, Grealish is making it not back, and they managed to get it to safety. But Villa again, forward and asking questions. Still 2-1.
Still 2-1 the scoreline there. Michy Batshuayi, who's scored 1 Premier League goal so far this season. Got 5 in total, but just 1 in the top flight. Back to the game between Manchester United and Spurs. Is this a bit more like it from Spurs?
Golden.
Yeah, a little bit different. It's still not.
It's time to know. Let's sound the 21s too, and let's sound the 21s have just got the second off the map.
He's coming too quickly and he's gone over his edge. You always remember you can always come in and it's harder to come back out again when you're running in quickly. So bad play by Aurier really there. He should have held his run. He would have had an easy tapping with his head, but it's still 2-1.
Leicester's under 21s, 2 goals to go to Doncaster now, and Admiral Musque has got both of those goals. You can see the Motherwell out of sight at St Mirren now. David Donaldson.
Yeah, good run down the left-hand side, and I have to say they were queuing up to put the ball in the back of the net. It fell to Alan Campbell, who eventually side-footed it home.
And Campbell with a third goal for Motherwell.
Motherwell 3.
3 away defeats for Motherwell, but they're end up.
St Mirren nil. Motherwell 3. Alan
Yeah, the
Campbell.
fact that Chelsea don't want to stop going forward either. He's a chance he's going to come, but Kante has done what he's done brilliantly. Gets back there to rescue. McGinn gets down the right-hand side. He's not got a strong right foot, so he has to kind of drag it back. And Louise is just there right there. Oh, here's a lovely corner from Grealish. Little chance at the edge of the box. Another chance comes. Oh, he's fired over the top. They really should have done better. El Mohammadi, just before that. So they're really asking questions. Chelsea need another goal to put this game to bed.
Yeah, they do indeed. That's for sure. It's a terrific game of football. Chelsea leading by 2 goals to 1. Leicester leading Watford by a goal to none. And I guess in some ways, Tiz, the more Watford are drawn out in search of that equaliser, the more it plays into Leicester's hands.
Yeah, very much so. Just created another chance here for substitute Dennis Pratt. He's got to try and curl it, but Femenia has got a block of it. Isaac Success has come on for Watford. He's obviously going up top with Troy Deeney. Leicester have switched to a back 3, and James Justin is on for Leicester, and Domingo Quinos has just come on as well as Watford's last change.
So pretty much last throw of the dice as far as Watford are concerned. Of course, managerless though. Hayden Mullins is in temporary charge. Present, they're looking for their 10th manager in 6 years. Not a great place for longevity as far as managers are concerned. Back in the game between Wolves and West Ham United, maybe
Johnny's just coming forward now, just tried to touch the ball. O'Connor does really well to get to it to go!
It's a goal!
The controller who's only just come on literally about 30 seconds ago.
And Watford and Wolves have scored for second. It's Wolves to West Ham United now. Wolves are 2-0 to the
Wolves' goal has been a real stop-start type of career so far for him at Molineux, but he's on the score sheet there, and they lead by 2 goals to 0. That should be enough, you would think, against West Ham. And the pressure will crank up on Manuel Pellegrini as well. Of course, they start the evening in 16th place in the table on 16 points, so just 4 outside the relegation zone. With Southampton winning, if they pick up 3 points, that gap will close even more. Back to the game between Manchester United and Spurs. Spurs trying to break through deep in their own half again, Merce.
Yeah, they are, Jeff. But Man United are pushing forward all of a sudden now. Ali's on the left-hand side. The flag stays down. Gets the ball on the left. He's going to cut back in on his right foot. He plays the ball across the pitch to Orioles. They're getting people back now, but Orioles going to whip it into the bar. That's a poor ball straight into the keeper's hand. He had a shot a minute ago that went straight into the guy's hands as well. That was poor. 2-1.
I don't remember you mentioning Harry Kane at all so far.
No, he's not been good. Not been good, Jeff. He's not been good tonight at all. He hasn't really had the service. Let's be honest, Man
think people got the ball up to him and people got around him and he hasn't been the best. Lingard's got a cramp. He has done a lot of running.
Done a lot of running, and at the moment the reward will be 3 points for the home side. Manchester United still lead by 2 goals to 1. It's Jose Mourinho heading for his first appearance as the manager, and he's the club that he left in December 2018 after 2.5 years, and those 2 trophies, of course, that he won there, the League Cup and the Europa League as well. It looks like he's going to go away empty-handed from this one as it stands at the moment. And as it stands at the moment, Aston Villa look like they're going to go away empty-handed as well from Stamford Bridge. And Jack Grealish doing everything he can to get on the ball. Charlie.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't write them off here because I still think Chelsea need a third goal. Mindset had left his position at centre-back. He's got to take that risk. Here we go a little. Hudson-Odoi is on now. They took Pulisic off. And he actually played okay. But it just tells you that there's no thought of defending here from Lampard or from Smith. There's no doubt that both teams are going for this. But Villa need that equaliser. And they are threatening.
They are threatening. They're dominant territorial, at least. And Williams down on his haunches at the moment. I'm not sure that it's just a touch of cramp or something more than that. But the referee has stopped play. Villa wanted to get on with it quickly, but the referee has not allowed them to do so. Chris Kavanagh has brought them back, kicking the car. Charlie tells me, but William down on the ground at present. Back to the game between Leicester City and Watford. And well, we've had really all the throws of the dice as far as Watford are concerned. What's happening, Chris?
Well, you say that, Jeff. It was only their second substitution that came from goal. I thought it was their third. They've just made their third. Andre Gray is on and Troy Deeney's gone off on 87 minutes. We've got 3 minutes to go. Not been able to make any inroads.
No inroads, no goals so far. 9 goals this season. That tells its own story as far as Watford are concerned. It's the fewest of any side in the Premier League. All hands to the pump at Stamford Bridge. If you're a Chelsea fan, you are absolutely on edge, Charlie.
Yeah, Kepa has managed to get. He should save it, Jeff, but he's asked questions of it. Again, it's Luiz who the cross comes in from El Mohammedi, and he gets it, 3-header. He's about 8 yards or so out, gets decent pace on it, but the keeper done well to save it as Chelsea counter-attack.
And this is the danger as far as Aston Villa are concerned. They've got nothing to lose. They are going for it, but Chelsea counter-attacking. They lead by 2 goals to 1. Remember, they've not scored 3 home Premier League goals this
Ross
season.
County have took for lead. It didn't hit. It's Ross County to hit 1.
Wolves and West Ham looks like it's all over, doesn't it? Really, Wolves 2-0 up against West Ham, but West Ham still huffing and puffing a bit. Come on.
Yeah, they are, Jeff. They just can't get enough pressure on this this back line. Well organised, back 3, back 5, whatever you want to call it. They look well in control and being full value for this, at the moment, victory.
Ross for Ross again. Ross C. Stewart with 2 goals, and Ross County lead Hibs managed by Jack Ross by 2 goals to 1. Time is running out for Tottenham if they're going to salvage anything from Old Trafford against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United, but they are pressing again, Merce.
They are. Songs on the left-hand side, plays it to Ericsson, and he plays it to Ali. They're around the edge of the box here, and all of a sudden they get... Oh, and it's a shot. It's easy saved by the keeper, 30 yards out. I mean, no. Poor effort. Then Bentley and Dombele. Well, it's a conservative estimate, 30 yards out. It's probably even further than that. What on earth is he thinking of doing? Trying to beat David De Gea from that distance, which is absolute nonsense. Back to the game between Southampton and Norwich. Southampton 2, Norwich 1. I would have asked you, Cammy, if Southampton have weathered the storm, but maybe they haven't. No, they haven't, Jeff. There's 4 minutes of time added on, and they are desperate, Southampton, because Norwich are keeping possession brilliantly. Hernandez down this left-hand side. All hands to the pumps. It comes back into Byron, and they've defended. Romo has done so well since he came on as a sub. Defensively, just in front of that back line, he has made so many interceptions.
Watford on 8 points at the moment, Norwich on 11 as it stands. Southampton will move out of the relegation places, and who will be there instead of them? Everton will be there instead of them. Marcus Silva's just getting back into his seat in the second half, about to get underway at Anfield with Liverpool leading by 4 goals to 2 between Leicester and Watford. Watford just cannot conjure up a shot of any sort, despite the fact they're trailing by a goal to Leicester just running down the clock test.
Yeah, they
tomorrow, and I can see Daniel Parker with his head in his hands.
The cross came in from Hernandez on the right hand side, and Buendia's got a header. And it's not the easiest header, Jeff, but what he's trying to do, he's trying to flick it into the far corner, and he's not putting enough on it. And that's why he's disappointed in himself, because he's just got to get a little bit more on the header, and it nestles in the far corner. But for Southampton, what a relief. Goes out for a goal kick.
It goes to their fans singing their hearts out at the moment, trying to sing their side to victory with the back-to-back home wins. First time this season that would have happened. Of course, meanwhile, back to the game at Stamford Bridge, and still Aston Villa in search of an equalising goal.
Yeah, it's still in search of it, and Chelsea still forward. The chances were for 4 added on minutes. We're halfway through that. But Chelsea have opportunities. Hudson-Odoi just to take it into the wide areas and run down the clock. He doesn't. He starts to skip by a couple of players. He gives that away, then forward again. Still 2 minutes to the Villa.
And time is up as far as West Ham are concerned. Wolves have beaten them by 2 goals to 0. Dendoncker control with the goal scorers, and Manuel Pellegrini. The pressure cranks up on him. And that is for sure. They won once in 10 games in all competitions. That was the win at the weekend over Chelsea. Meanwhile, back to Southampton. Cammy's going to have a heart attack in a minute. Cammy.
It was Pookie who was put in, and you think, crikey.
So 4 times the first full-time in the Premier League is finished. Wolves 2, West Ham United 0.
And Saints hang on. And well, they almost got away on
The
the break
first
there.
2 points for Wolves
Spurs,
against West
away
Ham.
through the kitchen sink at Manchester United now. But is it too late for Merson?
I think it is. Because the way I did it was going to come losing.
Chance after chance after chance for Norwich City, Cammy.
He had 2 bites in the cherry. Sam Byron, the first one ricocheted back up at Southampton defender. And the second chance, you think it's easy.
So unbelievable!
And it goes over.
For having chance after chance after chance and still can't put it in the back of the net.
Step back on level terms, but at the moment, the luck is out, and it is all over as well at Stamford Bridge. And Aston Villa's luck is out. Dean Smith shakes hands with Frank Lampard and the other Chelsea coaching staff. Tammy Abraham scored against his former club.
This is the full time, it's finished.
Aston Villa, but Mason Mount with his first goal at Stamford Bridge since August.
It's finished. Chelsea 2.
Manchester United trying to wrap up the points against Spurs. Paul Merson.
Rashford gets through. He's not had the greatest of touches.
It's finished. Another Premier League finished. It's finished. Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 1. That's another Premier League game is finished. It's full time at Stamford Bridge is finished. Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 1.
And he's playing into Tottenham's end. Still 2-1. Still 2-1. Tottenham still continuing to press, and Manchester United hold on. To see Ralph Hasenhüttl here in charge. He's on the pitch. It's that familiar Hasenhüttl charge after a victory in Southampton, win by 2 goals to 1. Back-to-back wins for them, and the way things stand at the moment, they're going to be out of the relegation places, and Spurs have gone very close to equalising against Manchester United. Paul Merson.
Yeah, ball goes in.
Another full time is finished. Southampton 2, Man City 1 in the Premier League. So another full time. Full time at St Mary's is finished. Southampton 2, Man City 1.
Not blown for time, but trust me, it's over.
It is indeed. It's James Maddison who's got the goal, make it 2-0, Jeff. At the upper end of
It's Leicester 2, Watford 0 and added time.
Leicester have gone up the other end. Maddison, brilliant bit of skill, goes past the defender, strikes it left-footed, Foster gets half a stop to it, but not enough to keep the ball out of the net. 2-0, game over.
James Maddison with his 7th goal. Leicester never stop. They scored in the 80th minute or later in 10 of their last 12 games. Now they are
That's such a good
relentless. They suck you in and hit you on the break, and that is precisely what has happened. Still Spurs, the white waves continue to flow forward at Old Trafford.
Producing Muniz side.
Yes, I'm sorry. Tiz was showing me the goal. Yeah, but 1 second, great tackle on the left hand. The final whistle goes, Jeff. Final whistle goes.
And there's a handshake and a hug and a word from Jose Mourinho into the ear of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yes, it's full time.
United have hung on. Hung on's probably not fair to them because they dominated the majority of the
So
game.
Leicester scored. And it's full time at Old Trafford. It doesn't matter now. It's finished.
His 11th and 12th of the season. The weight between them.
Man United.
Fantastic strike from Dele Alli.
Man United 2, Spurs 1.
In 3
Full
games.
time at Old Trafford is finished. Man United 2, Tottenham 1.
His old club. At any crisis that there might have
And it's full time African Power Stadium.
Manchester United go to the derby against City on the back of a win, and a big win at that as well. And Leicester City go back second in the table. They've beaten Watford by 2 goals to 0. Jamie Vardy
It's finished. Leicester City 2, Watford now.
With a late clincher. The second half is well underway now in the game at Anfield. Goal just before half time added a bit of interest to this, of course. Liverpool were 4-1 to the good before Richarlison.
It's finished. Peterborough 1, Ipswich 1. 4 penalties will be taken there.
Yeah, no changes apart from that one after 30-odd minutes by Everton's manager to bring Bernard on for Sidibe. And there's going to be a foul here for Everton. Van Dijk's not happy because he got caught originally by Calvert-Lewin, but then a challenge from Lallana on Calvert-Lewin has decided. Mike Dean said it's a free kick about 25 yards down the right-hand side, so you know this is going to be Dean, your left-footed, curling in, or will it be Sigurdsson right-footed, curling out? Let's have a look then. Everybody in, Mina's up, Calvert-Lewin, Keane, Dean, your left-footed, tries a dig, goes over the bar. Nothing really more than that to tell you about the start second half. Still 4-2, wasn't the worst strike in the world for Liverpool.
Ooh.
Peterborough 1, Ipswich 1 in the Football League Trophy, and that game has gone to penalties. We'll let you know how that turns out. Let's just show you what's happened so far tonight in the Premier League. These are the full-time scores, and of course one latest score as well. And it's a clean sweep for the home side. Look at that, doesn't happen very often, does it?
It's finished. Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 1 is finished. Leicester 2, Watford now. Liverpool 4, Everton 2, Atletico is going to be in the half. United 2, Tottenham 1, that's finished. Southampton 2, Norwich City 1, that's finished. 2, and Wolves 2, West Ham United 0, that's finished.
They move on to 29
So,
in that Premier League table. We'll show you the table in just a moment or two. Leicester beat Watford by 2 goals, so they go back second in the table. Watford managed just 1 goal on target in the entire game, and it came right at the death.
so 5 Premier League games are finished.
40th goal of the season. James Maddison had his 7th. Barney thought he should have had a penalty in the first half, but it
Yeah,
was
5 Premier League games are all finished. Just 1.
Now they've won the last 8 games in all competitions. That is a club record. And of course, it's come against the club that he first managed. Brendan Rodgers' first managerial role was at Watford. How Watford could do with a Brendan Rodgers in charge right now? They stay rock bottom. Liverpool lead Everton by 4 goals to 2. What a staggering game. Divock Origi putting Liverpool ahead in just 6 minutes. A second goal came from Shaqiri. Michael Keane got a goal back. It was very much game on then. Origi scored again. An absolutely delightful take. Sadio Mane with his 13th goal of the season before Richarlison gave Everton just a glimmer of hope. Of course, Liverpool are beaten in 19 games against Everton in all competitions. That's the way it is at the moment. And Liverpool are on the front foot as we talk. Manchester United 2 and Spurs 1. Manchester United, both goals coming from Marcus Rashford. They're unbeaten in 9 home games in all competitions now. They've won 6 of those games. They can't keep a clean sheet, admittedly. And Dele Alli got a goal for Spurs, but it's the first defeat for Jose Mourinho as the Tottenham manager. And Manchester United will move above Spurs. Southampton hung on against Norwich in the end. Totally dominant early doors. Danny Ings with his 9th goal in 10 games. Double figures this season. He's got 10 for the campaign now. Ryan Bertrand with his first in 16 months against a club where he had a loan period. Norwich created nothing early on, but they created a heck of a lot late on. After Timu Pukki had scored his 10th goal of the season, they just could not find the equaliser early when he scored 4 away goals all season long, and a second was just beyond them. Southampton beating Norwich by 2 goals to 1. And Wolves go marching on, unbeaten in 10 Premier League games. Now, their best top-flight run since 1971 to 72. They've beaten West Ham by 2 goals to 0. West Ham 1 in 10 in all competitions. Dendoncker and Cutrone, the goal scorers. Now, this is the Premier League as it stands right now. Of course, it'll change because Liverpool are playing Everton at the moment. But as it stands right now, the gap is very likely that it's going to be 8 points again, doesn't it? Leicester back up in second place. Manchester City sit third on 32, but Chelsea close up again in fourth on.
So that's the top 10. Everton teams who are in the top 10. Liverpool 1, Liverpool are top. Leicester 2, Leicester 3, Chelsea 4, Wolves 5, Man United 6, Crystal Palace 7, Tottenham 8, Sheffield United 9, and Arsenal 10.
complete the top half of the table. Down at the bottom, looking grim, isn't it, as far as Watford are concerned? They have 8 points. Norwich on 11. And as it stands right now, Everton, with tough games to come, are in the relegation places on 14 points. They are only a point behind Southampton, Brighton, and that's still admittedly.
Since Everton have Burnley have 11, Bournemouth 12, West Ham 13, Newcastle 14, Aston Villa 15, Brighton 16, Southampton 17, Everton 18, Norwich 19, and Watford 20. So that completes the bottom half of the league table.
Meanwhile, listen to this scoreline that's coming in from Celtic Park. Celtic always beat Hamilton, always. But maybe not tonight, Mark Benstead.
Yeah, maybe not tonight. Indeed, it is Celtic 1, Hamilton 1. The visitors with an equaliser in the 90th minute here at Celtic Park. You felt like this could happen. Celtic hadn't been able to get that second goal. There was some anxiety around.
So Celtic 1, Hamilton 1. In added time, they've got to go back, and now could see Hamilton to get a point away to Celtic. And Celtic.
Big dramatic scenes here at Celtic Park. It's one apiece.
Yeah, brilliant for Brian Wright's side, but not so great for Neil Lennon's team there. The only consolation is, and who would have thought this at the start of the evening, that neither of the top two sides winning, because Rangers are being held at Aberdeen as well. So consequently, neither of the top three sides are winning because Aberdeen's in third at the moment. Aberdeen 2, Rangers 2, Celtic 1, Hamilton 1. Meanwhile, there's been an equalising goal at Tynecastle. Let's hear about it, Stuart Level.
And it arrived for the home side on 88 minutes. Hearts have offered very little threat in the second half, but they got a corner that was ripped into the
It's Hearts 1, Livingston 1 now.
Steve McLean, he lashed it in from 6 yards. Hearts have got a chance.
Hearts have just equalised.
Minutes to go. Hearts won.
Hearts 1, Livingston 1.
Because they haven't scored in 7 of their last 9.
So it's Hearts 1, Livingston 1 in that game.
Meanwhile, Liverpool leading by 4 goals to 2 against Everton. Well into the second half. Now Liverpool come forward. Everton still causing them some causes for concern. Alan McAnally.
Yeah, I think causes for concern every now and again, Jeff, to be fair. They certainly had the majority possession, but Everton obviously getting that second goal before half time has been a little bit of a breather for them. They're just about to make another change, incidentally. They're going to bring on Moise Keane for Calvert-Lewin. In terms of chances, nothing really so far. Mina probably lucky didn't pick up a booking. He filled the Rigi about 8 billion times, 4-2.
Still 6 shots on target. Still 6 goals. The best teams win games so often when it looks like it's got away from them. Mark Benstead.
You need someone to dig you out of a hole.
Oh yes, it's Celtic has scored.
Captain Scott Brown has done that for Celtic yet again tonight. Into additional time. The captain gets the ball.
It's Celtic 2, Hamilton 1. Scott Brown in added time has scored for Celtic. It's Celtic 2, Hamilton 1. It's Scott Brown might have just sealed the deal for Celtic. It's Celtic 2, Hamilton 1.
Johnston, Neil, it means that they are now commanded unbeaten in 10 home games. Still playing, of course, at Anfield. Liverpool leading Everton by 4 goals. So we'll go back with much more in a couple of minutes' time.
Full time in the celebration. Full time. It finished. Aberdeen 2, Rangers 2. It's finished. Full time at Celtic Park is finished. Like I said, full time at Celtic Park is finished. Celtic 2, Hamilton 1. The Celtic get 2 points from beating Hamilton. 74 times. It's also finished. And it's finished. Ross County 2 hits 1. The full time, Ross County 2 hits 1. Another full time is finished. St. Mirren now Motherwell 3, so it's finished. St. Mirren now Motherwell 3. This is one full time since first friendship.
It's all over Pittodrie, and what a comeback from Aberdeen, who were 2-0 down against second in the table. Rangers goals in the first half from Arfield and Jack, but then Gallagher and Constantine have come back, and Aberdeen snatched a point, and Rangers lose 2 on Celtic at the top of the table. The gap between the two is 2 points. Celtic beating Hamilton by 2 goals to 1. Meanwhile, Liverpool lead Everton by 4 goals to 2. But there was another moment of real concern for the home fans. Alan McAnally.
Yeah, again, it's a header on target. It's Richarlison. He got the first one and scored the goal. And he gets one from a corner from the right-hand side here. It's either, if he doesn't get it, Michael Keane's going to get it. Not really brilliant defending. How often can we say that? Certainly from Van Dijk, who lets them in too easy with the header. Richarlison, good header. The only thing is, it's right hand goal.
Celebrate
And he makes a
for
bit of routine saves. But certainly glimpses the fact that Everton are not
Oh, Premier League finished. Premier League finished said Liverpool. That's a late kick-off in the Premier League. But Rangers drew with Aberdeen, but yeah. Celtic are leading 2-1. Yeah, I want to talk about that one because they are. Like, wow, 2-1 for Man United.
Tonight, I thought they were outstanding. It's one of the best I've seen them play for a long time. Played with a lot of energy. I mean, Rashford was unplayable at times.
Unplayable?
First goal, keeper's got to save it. It's a poor effort by the keeper. But then it's great bit of skill.
How defend the penalty?
A bit harsher. I think the Vardy one was more of a penalty in game. But in between that, Dele Alli got an absolute worldie.
Thank God for that freaking power.
The goals of the season.
We'll have his future after this
Man
game.
United thoroughly deserved it. And I thought Fred was very good today.
Marcus Rashford unplayable, he said at times, 6 attempts, 4 on target, and 2 goals. Were there signs there then, that this is the sort of team that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is trying to build towards?
I think so. I think Tottenham were pretty poor, if I'm being honest. I thought Tottenham just turned up, Jeff, today and thought, you know, we'll roll Man United over the way we're playing. Yeah, they've got to have a bit of game management. The game just becomes so open, and so many times when they could have run the ball to the corner flag, you just got to kill the game. Bit of experience, and it becomes end to end. And at the end, Dele Alli has a shot that he saves, but couldn't have asked any more. There's ways of winning games, even when you don't win games. There's ways of losing.
46% for Man United, 54% for Tottenham, 12 attempts for Man United, 8 attempts for Spurs, 7 on target for Man United, 5 on target for Spurs, 4 corners to Man United, 3 corners for Spurs.
These players do everything tonight. What was an easy decision now, isn't it?
I don't know. Sometimes the ball's always
9 fouls for Man United,
I mean, you're talking about Silva. I mean, if he'd have gone and won this game,
and 9 fouls for
talking
Tottenham.
about him being out the door tomorrow.
No red cards for Man
I don't know
United,
about that.
1 year card for Tottenham, no red cards for Man United, no red cards for Tottenham. 76% for Tottenham for that stats.
Be honest, if Man City get going in the game, they can beat plenty of goals in it for Man United this weekend. There's no doubt about that because, you know, going forward, Man United were a right-hand forward. As I say, Rashford was unplayable, and with the back four of Man City, if he has an early night, it'll be all right.
So clearly, Merce, from a Spurs perspective, Jose Mourinho, all the headlines, 1 3 out of 3.
Probably Villa at the moment, he's covering up the cracks if I'm being honest.
Ipswich.
You know, even the games they won just weren't great. I mean, at the end, Wilson
Ipswich
should have scored.
have won 6-5 abilities.
You know, a player
Bristol Rovers and then Harry Mr. George Redford abilities.
who scored that took his time.
Ipswich have beaten Peterborough and Princess by 6-5.
Europe, but they'd have picked
Bristol Rovers and Letterkenny will go to penalties because it's a draw. Meanwhile, Ipswich win 6-5 on penalties.
Still, he hasn't come in and changed too much. These players.
Leicester won.
You look at this game.
Exeter won.
And these players with Mourinho.
And
When I look at the Man United players, I look at them, but this Tottenham team looked like exactly like when Pochettino was in charge 3 weeks ago. Exactly the same. So it's not great for Tottenham. They probably thought they turned the corner, and they probably turned the bet. They're on a bend at the moment.
Thanks very much indeed, Merce. Just looking at shots of Kenny Dalglish at the moment, and Ian Rush sitting alongside him. I'm sure they'll absolutely be enjoying what they're seeing at the moment. Moise Keane is on for Everton, who failed by 4 goals to his team. Made any sort of impact, Alan McAnally?
There'll be a couple of absolute legends up there. They won't be particularly happy with what they're looking at the moment. Davis has just been picked up a foul, Jeff, so he's in the book as well from a foul on Alexander Arnold. Just looking at Henderson, who's getting ready to come on to join the piece and probably to keep the ball. Liverpool have been happier to keep the ball, but in a much deeper position now with the ball eventually going to the goalkeeper, and then as they try and feed it forward, but certainly not particularly in an attacking sense. Liverpool have made any other chances since I spoke to you last. Everton are quite happy to contain at the moment in time, but they're going to have to take a few more chances if they're going to get these 2 goals back. Ball back with Wijnaldum way deep in the half. Liverpool continue to lead 4-2.
9 of the last 14 Premier League meetings between these two sides have been drawn. Marcus Silva will bite your arm off for that right now. We're back with more.